Can you believe that this lens is already 3 years old? So 3 years ago, I purchased the 33mm f1.4 upon release, and in today's video, I want to share with you my long-term review of this amazing lens. If you don't know me, my name is Thierry Gibralta, and I'm a full-time photographer and videographer based in Tokyo, Japan, and I mostly use Fujifilm gear. Now, the XF33mm f1.4 is one of my most used lenses. Not only because I love this lens, right? It's a great lens overall, but also because of the fact that it is so versatile and can be used for so many genres of photography. Now let's talk a little bit more about the build of this lens, right? Well, it's almost been 3 years. And after 3 years, I had absolutely zero issue when it comes to the build quality of the XF33mm f1.4. The aperture ring is still the same. It still feels the same. The focus ring still feels as smooth. Again, it's a focus by wire lens, so you're kind of like, that's basically the best you can get for focus by wire. I personally prefer manual focus lens with actual mechanical movement, but that's a different story, right? You do have some minor, very minor scratches here and there on the body of the lens, but that's just a testament of me using the lens a lot of time and the lens really being able to, take everything that I throw at it, right? I don't really use my lenses like, okay, I'm gonna pay extremely attention to them. I do pay attention at the glass elements though, right? But the body itself, I try to handle it normally, right? I'm not gonna handle it with gloves, etc. And overall, I shoot in every kind of environment. If I need to shoot in the rain, I will do so. If I need to shoot in the dust, I will do so at the beach or wherever, right? For me, it really depends on what my clients want, and I just want a lens that allows me to do whatever they need me to do. Right? So overall, after 3 years, I have zero issue in terms of fungus, in terms of dust, or in terms of any humidity getting into the lens, right? On the optical element as well, there is absolutely zero scratch. There is no issue. Now, I'm not someone to also carry protective filters in front of my lenses because I don't see the point of putting a cheap piece of glass in front of my, like $800 lens. That's kind of like, what's the point? And I have zero problem with it. When I transport my lenses, of course, I put like my lens cap on, but that's about it, right? I don't take extra precautions. When I store the lenses, I store them safely though, because we have earthquake here in Japan, so I don't want to leave them out on my desk or whatever. And by the way, if you want to know more about how I store my lenses, let me know down in the comment and I'll make a video about this. But yeah, overall, this lens has sustained pretty much zero damage and is still some minor scratches here and there, but looks very good still. Now let's talk about versatility, right? Well, this lens is a 50mm equivalent, a nifty 50, right? So I use it for portrait, I use it for product, I use it for what else? Landscape sometime, for events if I need. Pretty much anything. You can use this lens for anything, right? Like if you had to have only one lens, maybe you could get this and just get by pretty much the rest of your life with one lens, one body. You can do pretty much anything, right? So yeah, this lens is just great in terms of versatility and allows you to pretty much do whatever you want and whatever you need. You can get by with it. So don't worry about that. Quick interruption in the video. I just started a newsletter where I will publish every week some articles about Fujifilm gear, but not only Fujifilm, as well as tutorial and places to photograph in Japan. So if you want to know more about it, and if you also want to be notified about those videos, because YouTube don't always notify all my subscribers, right? Then make sure to subscribe to the newsletter and let's go back to the video. Now, in terms of autofocus, well, this is pretty much the best autofocus performance that you will get on your Fujifilm system. This has linear motors like the 18mm f1.4 or the 19mm f2, And it's pretty much the best autofocus performance that you will get on this system. Now, is it perfect? Absolutely not, but is it the fault of the lens or the actual algorithm of the autofocus? I would say that it's more the algorithm and the camera, inside the camera itself, than the lens. The lens, I think, has great performance on that particular aspect. Now let's talk about the handling of the lens, right? Well, the lens comes with the new design of lenses from Fujifilm, right? It has an aperture ring, a focus ring, as well as one single button to lock the aperture ring into the auto mode. And that's very much it. It's very slick, very simple. And I kind of like it like that because it goes really well with the retro look of the particular Fujifilm system, right? The lens is also pretty small. I will not say the smallest. You definitely have smaller lenses than this, especially if you look at the Fujicron lenses, right? But overall, if you pair it with an X-T5, X-T4, X-T3, or an XH model, 1, 2, or 2S, you will absolutely have zero problem handling this lens. Now, if you pair it with an XE50 or an XE model, you will start feeling that it's a bit front heavy, right? But overall, it's definitely compact for what it can do. Let's remember that this is an f1.4. Now, if we talk about image quality, well, I mean, to be honest, there's not much to say except that it's pretty much the best image quality that you can get on your Fujifilm system. And this is kind of a theme that you will hear me repeat a lot throughout the video. It is kind of the best thing that you can get on your Fujifilm system, right? The 33mm f1.4 at f1.4 already has extremely good sharpness, good contrast, and a slight amount of vignetting, right? If you reduce it to f2, the sharpness improves even better. You have barely no vignetting anymore, and the image quality is almost perfect. So if image quality is a concern for you, well, don't think about it because you will have absolutely zero problem of image quality with this lens. You can rest assured that you can use it for pretty much any type of application, and it does resolve the 40 megapixel of the latest sensor from Fujifilm as well. So you will have the best possible image quality on the Fujifilm system using this lens. So what is there not to like about this lens? And honestly, it's hard to find something not to like about it. 33mm makes it very versatile. I know that some people don't like the 50mm full frame equivalent focal length, but that's maybe what you would think about when you think about the minus for someone who doesn't like that focal length. But apart from that, you get the best possible autofocus system. You get a good build quality, right? That after 3 years, I still have zero issue with it. There is nothing to dislike about this lens. Now, it does come at a certain price, right? About $800. So if you have $800 to invest into that and you want the best image quality at this focal length, then this lens is made for you, right? If you don't have that kind of money, well, you have alternatives like the 35f2 or other brands as well, from Sigma, Tamron, or 7 Artisan, TT Artisan, etc., right? That produces similar focal length that might be more budget friendly, right? But overall, I would say that if you're looking for this focal length for a native Fujifilm lens, then that's pretty much the best lens that you can get at the moment. Thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.